Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. It's Monday. It's a very warm day today. If you've not followed me in the past, you'll see that I run through some of the latest stories in the cryptocurrency space quite quickly. And then at the end, I have what's called a fluff story. And that's where I talk about something that's a little bit more Japanesey. Sometimes it's about culture, sometimes it's about events. You just never know because I actually don't know until I make the video, and it just kind of takes me through some inspiration that I determine what I'm going to talk about. So today you'll see how I came to talk about the fluff story. All right, in my email this week, I received the announcement that the Bitcoin weekly meetup is taking place on Thursday, the June 28th. And this is a very interesting group that meets because it's very diverse. And this particular group, it doesn't really matter. You can be a Bitcoin follower, or you can be a follower of any other cryptocurrency. I think the one beautiful thing about Japan is that there is less tribalism in this country for purpose of saying that I don't like that group or the coin that they follow, or I'm not going to go to a Ripple meeting. Are you kidding? I'm a BTC person, or there's no way I would go to those BCH meetings. So there's just less of that here, and I find that super refreshing. So they are going to meet at a place called the Pink Cow in Akasaka. Akasaka is the business district in central part of Tokyo. It's always free, and they start at 7:30 p.m. It's very fun. So if you're a cryptocurrency person and you want to go to any one of these meetups, I am sure everybody will welcome you with open arms. I want to tell you a little bit about the Pink Cow. So it is run by a fellow Californian. She's also from the Bay Area. Her name is Traci Consoli. She's one of the most amazing entrepreneurs in this city. She started in Harajuku. She then moved to a space in Shibuya. And for 9 years, which is where I discovered her, she was in Shibuya. But after the March 11th earthquake, that changed a lot of businesses, especially people that were in the food industry, because there was two things happened. There was a great pullback in terms of going out for a very long period of time. And also many expats left Japan, Tokyo in particular. So her business, of course, has a lot of Japanese customers, but probably, I don't know, 50% are from the expat community. So when that earthquake occurred, she went through a very tough time and she had to find a new location. She actually kind of doubled down on her bet and moved to Roppongi. Roppongi is the nightclub district. I don't know if that's the right word to use. That is the place that it's a club. It's where the clubs are. Okay, so her loyal customers still went to that part of town, even though I wouldn't say that her clientele is really club type people. They are more art oriented and music oriented, because she has a lot of live music and she's got a fabulous menu. She's most famous for her California style Cal-Mex burritos, and she does have some vegetarian offerings. And when she first started, I think it's like 18 years ago, it was very difficult to find a vegetarian restaurant in Tokyo. Now, that's not the case now, but she was one of the first to bring a vegetarian menu to the city. Anyway, now she has moved to Akasaka. So there is a Pink Cow that is run by somebody else in her original old location. But if you want to meet Traci and get her vibe, then you need to go to her Akasaka location. Now, the reason why I tell you that is more than just because she makes great burritos. But she was, I think, if you have to confirm it probably with Roger, I think she was the first restaurant in Tokyo to accept Bitcoin. And now she is accepting Bitcoin Cash. So you can see here on her website, the new Pink Cow Oaxaca beers and burritos is super easy to find, and we accept Bitcoin Cash. This is an interesting logo, right? I don't know if you've seen it. It's the one that's used quite often here in Japan. So the Bitcoin Cash group is amazingly active and also loyal. And they do have, if you are just a BCH purist, you can find also the meetings for Bitcoin Cash too. This is Traci. Yeah, doesn't she look like a Californian? She's really a bundle of energy, and she's, I admire her so much. There is a magazine here called The Metropolis, and it's a free English magazine that comes out monthly. Every expat who lives in Tokyo knows about this magazine. They do have a website, so if you want to follow what's happening for the expat community here in Japan, and primarily Tokyo, although it does sometimes reach out into Osaka and Fukuoka, but for the most part, it's a Tokyo magazine, and it's just got wonderful interviews and photographs and articles and pictures. It talks about travel and dining and culture. It's great. I'm positive you'll enjoy it. So there's a podcast, and I'll put that link into the comment section. No doubt you will enjoy listening to this podcast. It was done a couple years ago, but it's quite Traci. Here is the Tokyo Bitcoin Cash Meetup. So they have 773 members. I have not been to a Bitcoin Cash exclusive only meetup because Roger is actually, he of course does show up at the BCH meetings, but he also does go to some of the other meetups. And if you're lucky, now I'm going to show you a picture, and please don't send me your colorful adjectives because I love you all. And I love the entire cryptocurrency space. As you know, I cover mostly the top 10 coins, but I just want you to know that I just don't want to hear anything that's negative. So I was lucky enough to meet Roger at one of the events at the Pink Cow when she was still in Roppongi, and I just have a really great memory from that. All right, what do I have here? A very interesting article about the bursting of baby boomers' bubbles will be a boon for the crypto millennials. This is an interesting article because it talks about how we are at a period in time where the millennials are going to cross over and take over where the baby boomers have been in the domination of consumer spending. The millennials are going to take over. And it does talk about how the millennials are just less apt to invest in the traditional stock market. And, cycles go up and cycles come down. And there is a little bit of concern that when the stock market has I don't want to use the word crash, but if it does have another crash, they really wonder if the millennials are going to be there to pick it back up again. And it does make you think that it could be in trouble because here is the proportion, excuse me, of each generation who have bought crypto. And you can see how much of the millennials are into cryptocurrency. here's the Gen Xers, and here's just 2% of the baby boomers. So there is this is a great article, by the way. It's by a gentleman who lives in New Zealand. I want to take you down to the part where he looks at Japan. So Japan's economy has been in a state of deflation since the infamous bubble burst in 1992. Yeah, we've actually seen prices go down, and even since, even for things like to get your hair cut or to get your nails done or the restaurants, prices have just continually, to stay in business and be competitive, the prices have gone down, not up. When I go back to the United States and I go out for dinner, I say to myself, oh my God, these restaurants are expensive. Because yes, Japan has very expensive real estate and it costs a lot of money to live in the city, but you can still go out and eat for much less than you can in the United States. So right around the time the working age population peaked and dropped off in the mass retirement. For close to 25 years, Japan's working age population has been declining, on average 1% per, while its elderly population has been growing. And that's not a surprise because we are seeing this kind of trend in many mature economies where the population is declining and the birth rates are quite low. Japan, though, has recently taken a very proactive approach, and they are changing the visa requirements to bring in young talent from places like India and Nepal, Vietnam, Philippines, a lot of Asian countries, Korea, Taiwan. I mean, there's just both on the education and coming to go to school here and those who are coming to work here, it's much easier to get a visa. So they will no doubt, many of them find husbands or wives and stay. And I think they're going to compensate for the lack of labor. And I think it will have some natural growth in the ones that do stay. So I am going to put this article in the comment section because it's quite good. So in conclusion, Bitcoin was born out of the 2008 global financial crisis and the distrust of the corporate courtier of institutional banks, real estates, and governments that brought us to the brink and postponed the lives of many of the millennials just entering adulthood. So this article is really getting us to think deeply about how the future, how it's foreseeable that the traditional methods of wealth generation, like stocks, bonds, and property, won't have the same upside potential for them compared to digital assets, which so far, a bubble or not, have offered the best returns of the century. I really love this article because I think it's well thought out and it has a great insight. And Andrew Gillick, good job. Okay. Yikes, I just wanted to check Bitcoin on Poloniex, and they have this statement that says BTC is currently under maintenance and experiencing wallet issues. Sweat, sweat, sweat. Deposits and withdrawals will remain disabled as we work to find, test, and audit a solution. These kinds of notices make me nervous. Thank you for your patience in the meantime. So I just hope it's nothing but, I just always have a little bit of a doki doki, which is a fast heartbeat in Japanese. Okay. Wow. About 8 hours ago, kaboom, 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 and settled back down around 61. So there was an enormous amount of buying power that came in about 8 hours ago. And it's turned the market in a sea of green. Yeah, Ripple, at least on the Poloniex site, you're up 3%. Ethereum Classic, you're up 10%. Wow, congratulations to all you ETC holders. And Bitcoin Cash, woohoo, 9% up. So everybody really has some decent gains. Monero, even with your recent problems in Japan, I'm happy to see that you've got a 16% gain going on. I know you're under a lot of pressure. Okay, everybody, I'm going to this tomorrow. I have to get up early and, well, because I don't want to miss anything. I'm going to get there when the doors open. So in exactly 1 day, 10 hours, and 57 seconds, the Tokyo Blockchain Conference 2018 starts. I want to absolutely listen to the keynote speaker, which you know is Yoshitaka Kitao. And Kitao-san is the CEO of SBI Holdings. I don't doubt he'll have some announcement, I would think. And of course, Roger. It's kind of interesting. I think I might have mentioned where they decided to put him, because he came in late into the lineup of speakers. But they gave him great respect and put him first among all of the guest speakers. And then I really want to see Charles Hoskinson, who you know is the original, one of the co-founders of Ethereum, and now is with Cardano. So I'm just sure that there's going to be a lot of great people to listen to, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I might be able to send something from my iPhone. I mean, I know how to do it, and I might do it. I just have to make sure that if I do send you something, it's worth watching, okay? Otherwise, I'll report back on Wednesday. All right. Oh, I need to tell you that this is fake news. I'm sorry to say. There is a commercial out there that people are showing, and you can see that it has a race going up a climbing wall, and one of them have the Ripple logo on the back, and another one has the Bitcoin logo. And of course, the Ripple beats the Bitcoin in a race. But unfortunately, this is not real. Somebody has doctored it, and I don't think it was caught. At least I hope the person didn't know that this is fake. This is an actual SBI commercial for the FX trading website. And I can show you that the original upload was back on April 21st, 2015. So we weren't even close to XRP being announced as one of the virtual currencies for the VC trade site, unfortunately. So you're just getting a little bit of propaganda when you watch that. It's cute. I mean, I get it. It's funny. But I can just show you one other place where you can see. This is the actual SBI Forex, or the FX, foreign exchange trade. This is the actual website. And you can see there are two versions of the commercial. There's a 30-second version and a 15-second version. When we watch the, I'll just show you the 15-second one, or at least just a little bit. This is the original commercial, if you will, and it was done to illustrate how fast their trading platform is. And it talks about the different time slots that it's going to air. And they had, this is Monday, Getsuyobi, Kinyobi, which is Monday through Friday at 21:54 in the evening. And then also it was shown at 4:55 p.m. So Asahi, which is one of the major terrestrial channels in Japan, is where it was being aired. So it's kind of cute what was shown, but it's been changed. So what do I want to show you? I want to now take you to the fluff, okay? So for those of you who are not interested in fluff stories, I'll see you either tomorrow from the blockchain event, or I'll be talking to you on Wednesday. Thank you so much. All right, here comes the fluff. So the Asahi, this is the one I want to show you first. So the Asahi news station, this is Tokyo. And Asahi News is on the other side of this very tall building, which is the Mori Tower. And the Mori Tower is not the tallest building in Japan. I think it's the 12th tallest in Japan, but it is quite large. And these are two side-by-side, very expensive, what they call mansions. Mansion is just a word used for condominium. But they use the word mansion here in Japan. So this space, by the way, if you want, you can go to the roof, and they have an observation deck that I highly recommend, especially at nighttime. They also have a museum. It's a modern museum, and the curator is changing almost on a kind of bi-monthly basis. Does a fantastic job of bringing in amazing installations and collections. So this is looking towards Tokyo Bay. This is the Tokyo Tower, which is in central Tokyo. And let's see. This is the most amazing outdoor music venue that's part of the Asahi TV channel. Which is right next to, it's at the foot of that big Mori Tower. It's really, really wonderful. If you come to Tokyo, please visit. It's in the area called Roppongi Hills, and I am just sure you will find this part of Tokyo great. You know, we have the 2020 Olympics coming, and I'm so excited to have so many people come and see this great city. Then I want to show you, this is from the observation deck, and we were looking more to the right on the last photo. Now we're looking, you can see here's Tokyo Tower lit up at night. Now we're looking more towards the left, towards the, away from the water, not away from the water, but not directly at the bay. And you can see Tokyo is just as far as the eye can see, and it's actually like this 360 degrees. You just see nothing but building and lights. It's really unbelievable, the size of this city. And then last, I want to show you some specs on the Mori Tower. Because even though it's not the tallest, the Tranomon Hills is now the tallest building in Tokyo, and definitely go to the top and see the view from the bar. The bar is spectacular. It's kind of modern, classic Japanese, and the view is just unbelievable. But the Mori Tower is, check this out, 781 feet high for you Americans who are still measuring in feet, or 238 meters. It has 54 floors above ground, 6 floors below ground, has 41 elevators. Yeah. And this is actually, you know, there were some neighborhoods I was trying to guess where Coinbase is going to locate their new offices. And as you know, I tried to find out where those offices are going to be located. I have 3 locations that I think they will locate in. This is one of the 3 because it's still a prestigious, it's a prestigious address. Even though it was built in 2000, I believe. Let's see, it was built in, the construction started in 2000. It was completed in 2003. Anyway, we will see. I am still waiting to see if I can track down where Coinbase is going to operate from. And when I do find that out, I'll let you know. So anybody coming to Tokyo, let me know. And for the rest of the day, please have a good one. And if you didn't like anything that you saw, because gosh, sometimes I get those comments for the people who are just so tribal in this space, please, I love you all, and I have respect for everything you say, and I have great gratitude, and I will treat you with kindness, and I respect everyone, even if you don't agree with some of those coins and projects out there. So just spread a little more love, okay? Talk to you all later. Thanks so much. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.